Hey there everyone, and welcome to the first movie on Swift 3, the complete Swift 3 training. So before we even begin with this, I know you're really excited, but hold down your horses for a moment. And let's be clear, this is a complete Swift 3 training and our goal, our focus is on Swift 3. Every detail, every understanding of the Swift 3 and not the iOS 10. So don't expect me to build 1000 or maybe 10 or 20 apps in this course, but for sure, that doesn't mean I won't be designing even a single app. Yes, to just show you the implementation of the Swift 3, I'll be designing a couple apps in this course. And you will see that where we'll be designing, what we'll be designing in this movie only. So let's be a little bit transparent with you. It's always a good idea to be transparent with the students, what we are gonna learn, what we are not gonna be learning here. So let me bring this guy here. And this is the interface that you'll be seeing first time after registering the course. In the course overview, you'll be just seeing the recent activities and a detail about the course description, which is not very interesting honestly. And in the option section, you just get an option for the daily Q&A, which again is not very interesting. And in the announcement section, on the recent regular time basis, I do post some announcement to read important blog or to keep an eye on the Apple's documentation, what has changed and what has not changed. So do keep an eye on the announcement. Sometimes they pop up in your mails as well and not in the announcement. So always keep an eye on that. And then I'll talk a little bit about the bookmarks later on in this movie, how you can bookmark a particular timestamp. Let's say your friend has came up and you just want to leave the room right now. You were reading or you were watching the videos. So you can bookmark at that time and can come back and rewatch that part again. After that, we do have a Q&A section. That simply stands for question and answer. So you can just search for question or can post your questions as well here in case you want to interact with me. Or in case you just want to say hello, that's always welcome here. So just post down your name and just say, hello, I'm just starting with the course. I really get excited by seeing these kinds of messages here. So do post a message. I would surely reply to you and just post down your name. Okay, in the course content, this is an important section. You will see that we do have a lot of sections here and starting from the starts out there. So this is going to be a starting section here and just click on all the resources. Importantly, in this lecture, the fourth one, I have actually added all the exercise files that I have created in this course. But again, I do recommend all of you to just create the courses on the go because it's always a good idea to write and practice. But again, in case you found yourself stuck somewhere, you just want to look around or take a peek in the codes, all the exercise files are available with you. So no problem in that. Okay, so the first thing that we'll be doing is downloading the Xcode, which is a heavy-duty software to build all of the apps in the iPhones, iPads, watch, TV, everything. You do everything in the Xcode. So in this movie, we'll discuss from where you can download the early beta versions, or in case it's available in the App Store, you should be looking for the version 8, not the 7. Then we'll take a tour on the Xcode and we'll be straightforward. We will be building our first app. And this app will not do anything. It will just a simple app that changes the background color between the red and the blue. But again, it will be very, very intriguing app. And with this, you will realize that building an app requires the knowledge of Swift 3. And after that, that's gonna be our motive to learn the Swift 3. So we will introduce playgrounds to you and we'll introduce the things like variables, constants, the type conversion, strings and things like that in the section 2. Further, in the section 3, we will learn about the operations that we can perform and what are the data types that are being presented to us, like operations like addition, multiplication, comparisons and things like that. Further, we will explore what we can do with the strings or arrays, and in case these words sounds a little bit alien to you, don't worry, we will cover up that from the scratch. So that's a programming jargon or programming big words, nothing to be afraid of, honestly. Okay. Further, we will move on to the conditionals. So conditionals are the deciding point of your control flow of your program. So let's say if that's a 6 o'clock, you want to do certain task. If that's a 7 o'clock, you want to do certain task. Or if the temperature is 30 degrees, you want to print or pop up a different message. If the temperature is 40 degrees, you want to pop up a message. To perform these kinds of tasks, you do require conditionals, and we'll be talking about these conditionals in this section. Further, we will be looking at the loops because in programming, everyone says that do write dry code. Dry simply means do not repeat yourself. And this is going to be helpful with the loops, so we'll learn how we can iterate things over and some conditional keywords and all of these. And this actually makes a little bit things boring because we have been studying quite a lot up till here. So we'll be making things a little bit entertaining, and we'll be designing a coffee calculator app. It will be a simple implementation of what we have learned so far in the Swift. And we'll be designing one more app just to give you a little bit confidence that creating app is easy and Swift 3 is required. And after learning the Swift 3, things becomes much more easier. So that's the goal of these simple apps. They do not look professionals. It's not a very polished app, but yes, it does give you some confidence level. Then in the section 5, we will be talking about the functions, closures and enums. And again, we will discuss quite in detail about them, and finally rest of the Swift 3. So although Swift is very new out here, but still we'll be covering all the topics here. And since this course is a little bit early release, you will be seeing that as the time goes, this section will become humongous out there. So we'll be adding a tons of lecture in this, covering all the details and small parts that's available in the Swift 3. So this is all about that I really wanted to talk, but I would be still going into one of the lecture and talk about little bit of the interface as well. So there we go. This is the interface that you'll be seeing, and let me just pause myself for a moment. And this is the interface where you'll be learning. The first thing that you should be doing is simply go here and click on 1080p because all the lectures are recorded in HD quality. And while learning the code, it's always a good idea to switch into 1080p because the crystal clear quality is important here. That's the task 1. Then obviously you should be adjusting your volume a little bit out there. So that's what we'll be doing. Let me pause it here, and that's the full screen mode. And let me just go back here. This is the section where you can add the bookmark here. So just add a bookmark at whatever your place is, and that's done. And in this section, you can see that you can just fast forward it 15 seconds or rewind it 15 seconds. In case I talk, sometime I do talk a little bit fast, you missed my words, then simply just go 15 seconds back and voila, you're done. So that's the advantage of online education. You can repeat me anytime. I won't be getting annoyed with that. And in this section, you can just change your speed. If you feel that I do talk a little bit fast, just make me a little bit slow with 0.7x, 75x. And if you think I'm talking a little bit slower, just move me a little fast, 1.5x. Or maybe you're doing a revision. In that case, you just want to have a quick look, then just move 2x. So that's a great advantage with the course here. But again, I do recommend all of you to switch on 1080p. That is a very serious requirement. So that's all about the interface, course curriculum, and let's get started now.